Hello, test. Hello. All right, boom. Should be good, right? All right, we are poolside and still on the reporting feature. Got some cloud codes going, got some codexes going. Should have got some bug spray going. It's all good though. Let's see if the levels are decent here. Got some stuff to kind of talk through tonight. Levels are decent. Got some stuff to kind of talk through tonight. So essentially what we got going here. We have some reported features for on the real estate side, picking back up where we left off at. I wanted to talk today about kind of like the direction of where it is that the direction in which just white collar work and job displacement is trending, in my belief. Just this week, earlier in the week, computer use was essentially offered by the Perplexity agent team and Cowork as well, after the news of obviously the last 3 weeks being all about OpenClaw, CloudBot, MoltBot. The big news being that, this week of what essentially OpenClaw did of, hey, we can, have in a nice interface mobile, in a nice mobile interface with your Apple ID, there's many layers of abstraction of how much permissions and access to integrations you can have, whether it be, hey, I logged in a designated device, a Mac Mini, and I signed up with my existing iCloud, and there you go, and you have all my Apple Mail, you have all my iMessages, and you can build out a CRM, log birthdays, create stuff around that. Really what it is though, it's just a model behind it, right? All these wrappers are just a model behind it. And OpenClaw was that tooling accessibility for someone who's not as technical to be able to grab all that context without actually just making a code base to do a lot of it. But the iMessage thing is cool. So this week you had Cowork, who goes in and you can have the same cron jobs, right? Just scheduled tasks that were programmatically made by the model behind it. now you have the ability, if you have an M1 and up chip, to go on Cowork and essentially do the same thing out of the box as OpenClaw. Now, where is this trending in terms of just white collar work in general? The cost of inference is obviously going to zero. Cost of information obviously going to zero. Now, where that leaves this series, Escaping the Rat Race, the consulting layer that I've been in, right, being kind of hand in hand with communicating business impact and, the development side, using, tools like Claude Code, right, using the best models, using Codex, using 5.3, the best models, and an IDE, which I can kind of track and, manage a code base and make it clean and kind of understand the flow in the IDE. That is kind of the direction I've been trending and working, for businesses on a contracted basis and building out the context layer, which is all great, right? It's been okay. The education curve, when you don't have to open IDE, you don't have to open your terminal, launch a CLI. It makes it in the desktop app, and you can build similar workflows if you're far enough along on the education curve to realize that the Max plan is really just a promotion. It's a deal for compute, and you should be paying for that, and you should be building on top of it and integrating into your workflow. If you're on that curve and you're paying for that, then why bother with an IDE? Why manage a code base? A good analogy I've recently heard was, you have to understand what the same, a lot of it doesn't change, and it's still probably good to come in here and get, one more piece of the puzzle, and coming into an idea and see what's actually being made, seeing a little better. I'm not using Cowork like that, but seeing how the model thinks, which commands are being run, where it runs into problems. There's a benefit to that, and seeing what actually it writes to, and seeing Git, your version control right there with GitHub. As much as that's probably a good thing, there's an inflated sense of confidence in the white collar person who sees a demo on X and pays for the plan and has shipped one thing that works, like a cron job that goes and does a little bit of research, or summarizes email, makes a morning briefing for the team, or has made a UI and hosted it with Vercel. Like, they've done a couple things. Everyone falls into it, right? Like, going to this kind of headspace of, well, I can do everything. Okay, so if I'm trying to communicate, and my business is based, oh boy, the computer is struggling.